All right, everybody, we got some breaking news today. Big banks are handing out 5-figure grants to home buyers, and they're called free down payment zones. And if your property sits in the right census tract, you can get up to $10,000, sometimes even $15,000 in combined grants. Now, before we dive into this video and I explain what this is all about, 90% of you watching are not subscribed. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss money plays like this. And then for all you accredited investors, so if you make over 200 grand a year, grab my LP investor kit down below. I'm going to be giving you 2 recent deal decks, my underwriting model for underwriting apartment buildings, and the passive tax playbook, how to invest in multifamily real estate and pay little to no taxes doing so. And the first 50 people this month to get into our private investor briefing, so click the link down below. In this video, we're going to be going over what is going on, who qualifies, stacking with city and state grants, and this is where it gets big, how to find free down payment zones, the fine print, read examples, what the stack can look like, and then my take, how to play it smartly. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So first and foremost, what's going on in plain English? Several national banks designate eligible neighborhoods where they'll give non-repayable grants toward your down payment and or closing costs on top of the low down payment mortgages. Think of these as targeted zones where the bank will help fund your purchase to expand lending in low to moderate income areas. So Bank of America, up to $10,000 towards payment plus a separate $7,500 closing credit. So $17,500 is possible in eligible areas. The grants do not have to be repaid, which is crazy. That means if you buy a house for $100,000, you have to put $25,000 down. $17,500 of that can be coming from Bank of America, which is crazy. Wells Fargo Homebuyer Access Grant offers $10,000 for down payment in select locations, can be combined with up to $5,000 closing cost credit. That's amazing. PNC Bank, $5,000 to $15,000. Chase Bank, $2,500 to $5,000. And eligible census tracts can be used for down payment and or closing costs. That's your $15,000 headline. A single bank may go that high in certain areas, and others can push you into 5-figure range. Especially when stacked with the right city and state programs. So who qualifies for this? This is always my thing. So has to be a primary residence. The home must be in an eligible census tract, so a select location on the bank's map. Income limits and or homebuyer education may apply depending on product. Interesting. Let's see. Check price range. How much of a house can I afford? Say we make $70K, monthly debt, $2,000. Down payment, 20, Memphis, I don't know, Memphis, New York. Wow. Okay, interesting. So that's who qualifies. Stacking with city and state grants, this is where it gets big. So Philly has Philly First Home, up to $10,000 or 6% of the purchase price for first-time buyers. Counseling and income limits apply. Detroit has offered up to $25,000 grants funded by ARPA. Round 2 opened June 2024, and the city shows $20 million dedicated to the program. There's a lot of people that have amazing houses in Detroit for sale, that are for sale, are for rent, and they're just not getting picked up by buyers. I think the buyer demand has kind of really subsided in Detroit, Michigan, which is super interesting because when I was doing heavy volume of single family rentals in Detroit, Michigan, we were able to rent these houses out in a couple of days. And now people are seeing that rents in those areas are starting to kind of dwindle down, which is very interesting. Stack a bank grant with a city grant, you can easily surpass $15,000 in true non-repayable assistance. Okay, interesting. How to find one of these zones. So first you're gonna pick a lender, open up their grant information page. On the map, look out tools, blah, 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 plug in the address, ask how the grant can be applied. Get pre-approved with the exact product that unlocks the grant. And if you're shopping multiple banks, screenshot the eligibility result to negotiate. Let's see if we can get one. I want to see the map. Because also too, if you're like on the investing side of this, what if you can go and buy these houses and sell them to people like this that can go and get these kind of maps? You know what I mean? People that can go and get this kind of financing. So you actually like flip the houses in these areas. Oh, here we go. 38109. Let's see. So this is the first house that I ever did as a real estate investor. 2 programs. All right, cool. Let's see. This is cool. So Chase is so good. $5,000 Chase homebuyer grant. Grant does not have to be repaid. Do not have to be a first-time homebuyer. No income limit. Holy shit. Holy shit. The Housing Fund Down Payment Assistance Program. It's a second mortgage up to $35K in down payment closing costs. Holy shit. That is fucking cool. That is fucking cool. Interesting. So the fine print, grants are area specific, but you just saw 38109 Memphis, Tennessee is good. Most banks require the full grants to be applied. You still need cash for earnest money, inspections, and reserves, of course. Now some real examples of what the stack can look like. Bank of America, $10,000 down payment and $7,500 in closing, plus Philly first home, up to $27,000 $500 in total help with the home is in eligible areas. Wild. Wells Fargo and Detroit, up to $25K, $35,000 stack if funds are available for you to qualify, which is crazy. So my take, I would definitely start with the right location of the property, then pick the bank that pays the most in that track. Stack it with your city and state. These dollars are real and often underused. Move fast. These pots refill and run dry. Lock the address, then lock the grant. And I think too, like there's a couple different ways to play this. If you do want to find a new house to live and you're watching this video, that's one angle. Because this is going to be great. You can actually go and buy a house. You know, if you don't make that much money, if you make, below 80 grand a year and you want to buy one of these houses, this could be a great option for you. If you are one of my real estate investor viewers, then this could be a good opportunity for you to go out there and actually find some houses and buy some houses to flip in these areas, because the end buyer has the ability to get one of these programs, which could also be a good benefit for you. So there's a multitude of ways to play this. I think it also, I really, really like investing in cities and states that are incentivizing more and more people to move to those cities and states. So for me, it's a good sign when there is a city or state that is doing all these programs, has all these programs coming up, because that's a city that I want to get behind. And so that's why I've chosen the places that I'm currently investing in buying apartment buildings like Detroit and Chicago. It's because they are giving so much away to get people to move there. And so for those reasons, that's kind of why I believe that these areas are going to continue to grow, is because they are giving, just like Atlanta, right? Like Atlanta did the crazy thing about the filming industry. Everybody moved from Hollywood to Atlanta. And that really put Atlanta on the map, and it helped grow. It helped move a shitload of people there. And a lot of people then went there for work and business and acting and production and music and film and TV and all these different things. And Detroit can do the same thing. Chicago can do the same. I mean, Chicago's already the 3rd largest city in America, but these different cities can do the same thing. Indianapolis, Indiana can make one little change and be like, hey, short term, we don't need the cash. We can just give a bunch of grants away and get some money from the government or whatever we want to do, X, Y, and Z. Come up with some crazy plan to bring all those people in. And then the city just has to be good enough to get those people to stay. And to make it a recurring, for them to build a life. It takes a long time though. For them to build a life there, build a family there, and stay there for the long term is kind of what I feel like a lot of cities are going to struggle with. But hey, that's my 2 cents. Thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, make sure to subscribe. And then accredited investors, if you make over 200 grand a year, grab my LP Investor Starter Kit, 2 deal decks, so 2 full deal deck packages, my underwriting model for multifamily, and then a passive tax playbook. The first 50 of you guys to get that down below get access to a private investor briefing, which happens every single week. Click the link down below, top of the description, and see you in the next one.